Sit down because we got a lot to talk about with Tyrus Thomas, as my man is doing a lot of cool stuff. In our the headphones are no worries. Just get up on that microphone, man. If you want the headphones, you can have them. But you ain't got to worry.
I want to look like everybody else.
Yeah.
Official.
I want to look official.
Good to see you, baby.
Hey, it's good to see you, brother.
Doing a lot of great things in our community, doing a lot of great things in our city. And I know that you are you're still unsettled because you want more and you want to do more. Catch us up. What's going on with you? I know you're coaching the game, and you and I are talking about a project hopefully around the holidays where we can bring the game to everybody in the community. What's going on?
I'm back in Baton Rouge. I've been back since 2016, actually, and I'm coaching at the now Liberty High School, formerly High School, under Dr. Brandon White, and it's been very interesting. You know, my passion for the game of basketball probably exceeds a lot of people, and not because I play professional basketball, but because of the sanity it gave me, the protection it gave me, and the way it changed the trajectory of my family's life. You know, so basketball is one of those things that I'm always very, very passionate and I don't take lightly. I know, you know, it's not about people going to the NBA or even in sports, just going to pro, but it's about helping kids get opportunities to further their lives, to better their lives, give them opportunities that they wouldn't necessarily have without the sport.
Yeah.
You know?
I still think people probably see you running down the Atlanta court in the Sweet 16 after you blocked Sheldon Williams for probably the 6th time that night, yelling into the CBS cameras, "This is how we're effing gonna eat. This is how we effing eat." Talking about his passion for the game. Can you take me back to where you were in basketball, to where you left it as a pro, and now what it means to you? Because people forget, I mean, you really kind of got back into the game as a junior in high school. No. See, I don't know where those lines come from. Like, I didn't play varsity. Yeah, I didn't play varsity until junior year. Like, I played organized basketball since I was 4. Sure.
I grew up in the sports academy. My godfather, Lester Roberts, died. I was in the 6th grade. I was just entering the 6th grade. That's when I left sports academy and I went to play for Jimmy Douglas, Louisiana Dream Team. Sure. If anybody's around Dunham now, they still in the coach.
Still seeing the sheriff. Yeah.
So, you know, he is very integral in my life. Him early on, big college Temple was. So like I've been around the game my whole life. You know, I've never not been involved in basketball.
And to what it means to you now, kind of in people see you as a promoter of the game, a teacher of the game around the community. I've seen that. And to what you and I are talking about, to bringing to the community around the holidays is giving these kids a platform to play on a public platform.
Right. So my biggest thing, man, is helping kids get to school. Not D1, not the LSUs, not the, I don't know who this Mississippi State bell for. I don't know who that's for. But on a serious note, it's not even about the Division I athletes. If you're a Division I athlete, you can go to Jehovah Jireh, you can go to Hosanna. This is no knock to those schools, but you can go to the smallest of small school. If you're a Division I athlete, you're a Division I athlete. They're going to find you. They have resources, they have money, they have guys that can hop on a plane to go recruit one person. We're going to fly from here. We're going to go to Anchorage, Alaska tonight. We're going to meet with their family tonight, and then we're going to fly back and be home. All right? That's if you're D1. But what about all the D2, the D3 capable, the NAIA kids? Those schools don't have those budgets to recruit, so they usually recruit locally. They have money to bring in an out-of-state kid, but they don't have the budgets to recruit. And so that's when talking to Jordy, and we're working on something now with a couple other entities to televise a tournament, to give our kids as much exposure as we can. I mean, it's 2021, so we can do it live. We can live stream. We can replay.
Absolutely.
We can send out packages to coaches. And that's where I sit. Coaching for me is cool, is fun at times, but I get the most fulfillment in seeing kids get another opportunity, an opportunity that they wouldn't normally get, you know. And so that's my biggest thing. You know, I named Big Collis, I named Coach Jimmy Douglas, Pat Green. It's a lot of guys that were in the community that, you know, at whatever point in time and in whatever form they helped.
Yeah.
You know, whether it was Pat, who team I never played for, but I always wind up going out of town with him to these big tournaments and wind up getting more offers every time. So
Edward Robinson.
Yeah, Edward Robinson, he was there at Sports Academy as well, you know, and it's just, you know, for me, man, I come from little or nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm not embarrassed about it. I have no shame about it. So I never had the visions of being the big multi-millionaire guy. Yeah. I never had the visions of being the big business guy. Mm-hmm. I literally wanted to work at the park. I just wanted to be, because of what those guys did for me, because of how those guys impacted my lives, and not just about basketball, but helping me be a better man. Mm-hmm. And there's one guy at Sports Academy, Coach Chu, Malin Brooks, and he's retired now, but when I got older, I had so much appreciation for the man because his discipline is what kept me. Yeah. You know, his discipline kept me, not basketball. He was a track and football coach. You know what I'm saying? His discipline kept me. He would make me come to the levee and run with the track kids. He tried to get me out on football. I wasn't with that. But, you know, but it was more about the discipline.
Yeah.
And, you know, so for me to be fortunate enough to have people that pitched in and gave a helping hand. And here's the thing. They did it with the best resources they had and the best know-how they had. So even I could look back, I don't agree with everything, but guess what? They did it with a pure heart. That was the best they knew and the best they had. So now when I look at it and I say, okay, well, I got real networks. I got real resources. I could pick up the phone and call coaches and they're going to call me back if they don't answer right then. You know, so now how do I take that same passion and love and genuineness that they had, now with some real resources and knowledge and real life experience with the game, merge that together and really be able to help the kids in the way that they help me. It's not about I want to be better than them, but it's just adding to. You know, it's just like, you know, like a parent. You know, you're adding to your kids, so they should be better than you in a sense.
Not that you're satisfied, but are you getting the return on that you're looking for?
Not really. Everybody has their guy.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has their trainer guy and their guy that knows it all. The guy that's been doing it here for 20 years and still is just doing it and has no proof of concept, but that's their guy. Right. You know, and that's the battle, and that's not just here. I think when you look around, a lot of guys, especially former players, we've been very agitated with the way the summer ball is going now. You know, it's more of a money haul than it is anything as far as development and holistically about the kids. And I can say that's 100% of what it is, but you see that a lot. So, you know, I've had a lot of resistance here, even with just the coaches. You know, yeah, I coach at a high school. I coach at Liberty, but that don't stop me for helping a kid at Capital or Catholic or St. Michael's or I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like what that do, because I don't have every kid that go to league is not college ready. That's just the reality of it. So if a coach called me and he said, "Hey, coach, I'm looking for a 6'8" kid, 6'9", I don't have one at league, but I know who do got one.
Yeah, right.
And when I try to work with that kid, they don't want to let me help.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, that kid gonna lose, not me. I play ball. My ball's over with. I'm coaching for free. I hadn't made a penny in 5 years from basketball. It's because I want to do it. I want to help. You know, so, you know, but hey, man, when you keep working that wheel, eventually, you know, it'll weed itself out.
Tyrus Thomas being as real as always with us here on a Tuesday morning. The support for Sha'Carri Richardson is happening both internationally and on our home soil. She was an LSU student athlete. You publicly supported her through an Instagram post that I'd imagine hit home with a lot more people than you assume, because of just the feedback that I have seen from that post. Can you talk about the relationship that you share with Sha'Carri and kind of your feelings on where she is now?
I've never met the young lady in my life. She is a tiger. One, one right, wrong, and different. We're gonna stick together. Right, wrong, and different. We're gonna stick together. But I mean, the post I shared was basically about my experience. As a former professional athlete that was penalized for marijuana use. I think it's bigger than, let her run, and that's what I was alluding to my post. For the rules are rules, people. It was once illegal for me to be sitting on this couch talking to all y'all in this room.
Right. Sure.
It was once illegal for us to drink from the same water fountain. Right.
Sure.
And I even said, my grandmother was a maid, a housemaid at
on sorority
on Sorority Road.
That's right.
She really wasn't supposed to be bringing that food home. She was supposed to throw it in the trash. That's the rules. So at some point, I was just saying, my post was more to get people to see the bigger picture of the rules. We don't want to say, just let her run. Nah, change the goddamn rule.
Change
the rule. Just change the rule. Like, the rule has no place. Like, it has, marijuana is not a performance enhancing drug. Marijuana has been proven to medicate. And so even to that, the why. So I broke down my why. 2011 is when it started. It was during a lockout, and I started losing muscle mass, but I couldn't have any interaction with the team until December. And so once that happened, of course, we come to camp, and they're like, you hadn't been working out, and I had been at IMG in Florida with my guy Yusef Fitzgerald. I was there for like 6 months. We was locked out. Like, literally, I got married that year. Right after the wedding, probably a month later, I went to Florida, just trained all the way through December. So around like October, so I just started losing weight. And so when we get to training camp, of course, now everybody, he ain't been working out. It's this, whatever. Cool. All right, so now they start rehabbing my shoulder. These team doctors. I don't know. I'm not in the medical field. So team doctors, your shoulder's weak. We got to rehab your shoulder, but that lasted for like a season and a half. So but during that time, because I wasn't playing much, I was trying to rehab. Mentally, I just was in a bad place.
Yeah,
I was in a bad place, and so that's when talked to a couple of people in the organization, and they gave me some recommendations, and I started seeing a psychiatrist, a therapist, and through that, I was prescribed different medications, and it didn't help me. It made me feel like zombie. I wasn't performing. I didn't care about nothing. I was
just awake.
I don't even know if I was awake half the time.
Sometimes.
Yeah, like you just there, like you just a shell of yourself.
You're just there.
You just there, like
no motor.
Not like high there, like not like if you smoking marijuana and you just chilling and laughing. You're not even laughing.
Yeah.
Like you just literally there, and so a few months of that went on. They tried different. I think they gave me like, I don't want to say the real, the Prams, all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was like I had Zoloft, I had Lexapro, I had
antidepressants.
I had. They was giving me all kind of stuff, but none of it worked. It made me more depressed.
Less there.
Yeah, it's less there, and so now I'm getting into it. Coaches at practice, over nothingness.
Yeah,
like literally over nothingness.
Is this you and Paul Silas? We're going back.
You know what? Yep, that was Big Paul. That was Big Paul.
Paul was strapped now.
Hey, but look, so even to that story, so even all of this was going on when they were giving me this medicine. So like they got these reports. First off, I'm barely fucking playing. So they got all these reports. Tyrus Thomas and Paul Silas have a fight. Man, we ain't had a fight. Me and Big Paul ain't fight. We ain't fight. We ain't fight. Like we ain't fight. And we went and had dinner. We argued.
Right.
We argued.
What, y'all argued in public?
Man, we argued in our locker room. So obviously somebody else, one of the other players said something, and then they made a story out of it. because I didn't get questioned about it. We argued. It was a heated argument. We argued. I went took a shower. Came out the shower. Walked in his office. We laughed. We went ate. Me, him, and Miss Carol, his wife. We went ate. That didn't get reported. When I wake up the next day and I see this, I'm like,
right. You left out the best. You left out the best part.
So even that, it's like, man, I'm just going. So I said, you know what? Threw it all away, and I rolled up. And while I was doing that, I called and I committed myself to the NBA drug program. And like I said,
you told them I'm breaking the rules.
Well, I told them I'm going to test positive. Because you didn't have to say anything. Like it was so. You just have to call and say, and that was your way to keep from getting fined. If they would have tested me and I test positive, I would have got fined. So again, I knew the rules. So I said, hey, although I was in the program, I never got fined because I always just call them first, like, hey, I need to self-admit. Right. I need to self-commit.
You gotta save this number.
Right. Yeah. So I called, like, look.
Hey, what up? It's T again.
Yeah.
But like I said, I felt my why was more beneficial for Tyrus than it was for the rules of the league or anything else. You know, even I've been prescribed Adderall during the season. That is really a performance enhancer.
I would imagine so.
Yeah,
that's really a performance enhancer. There you go.
Right. I mean,
that's a performance enhancer.
I agree.
But if the doctor prescribed me that, I could take that and I can play on it. I don't get tired on those. Yeah. I can pull up games that I took those like 20, 10, 5.
Yeah.
But I don't get tired. You don't get
48
tired.
minutes.
You can play all day because you don't get tired. Like I take one of those.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, so like when you sitting there and you thinking, well, dang, you can give me whatever you want to give me.
Right.
But if it doesn't work, I can't try what I need to try for me to be functional. You know, and so my whole gist of that post was more of like getting people to understand how we fight, and how we combat these things, you know, and cool, she broke the rules, she suspended, fine, cool. That's what come with it. But now how do we go forward? Something got to happen after that.
Well,
cool,
so the NBA has made change since you've been there. They don't even test for marijuana.
Nah, they don't test no more. Ain't that crazy?
It's crazy, right? I mean,
they probably should give me something back.
But is that what you're talking about in adapting?
You got to, because you have to adapt, man. You got to adapt. You know, you have to adapt. If that's the case, if you never adapt, then she can't run in the Olympics. Hell.
Right.
If you never adapt the rules, then take all women out, take all black people out.
Well, you're going to lose some of your best athletes. Like if they're committed to it, like committed to something that I know will absolutely help me, and it's not performance enhancing, like you say, you're going to get people that are going to fall off the wagon that want to even compete in the Olympics, something that big, because the rules aren't what they should be.
Yeah, I can go deep into that, but we're gonna leave that alone. I don't want that heat to this show. we're gonna leave it alone.
How do you watch Game 1 of the finals tonight? Do you watch the NBA anymore?
Nah, I don't watch no ball. I probably only watch it. I watched these last few weeks just because Langston and Skylar was playing. That's it. So I'll watch a little bit, see if Lang get him some burn and see what he do. But if I ain't supporting my guys, I don't really watch it.
Yeah,
you know, I'll watch it to support guys that I know personally. But I don't really watch it. The
vibe around LSU basketball now, you got to like it with Tasman being on the bench.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's my guy.
What's that relationship like now?
That's
not with Taz, but just with the program.
It's actually better. You know, since Taz has been there, more guys have been back involved.
Yeah.
I think that one of his big things, he's trying to build that culture. You know, we don't have a real strong basketball culture here. So just building that culture where guys want to come back, where guys, you know, involved, helping the younger guys. I think he's done a good job.
Could you imagine the amount of interest that your team would have had with name, image, and likeness if you guys would have been able to make money while y'all were on campus? The amount of money that y'all would have made through that 2006 run?
I don't know if they did it for Duke, for Ronald Dupree. But I know when I was at school, they had number 12 jerseys everywhere.
Absolutely.
And they ain't had them since.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know who number 12 was. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of zero jerseys, and I ain't seen none since. I don't know who Zero was. They used to make them very wide, like a square. I don't know who the guy. Must have been a big guy. But I saw a lot of number 1 jerseys for a while.
Sure.
Hadn't seen them since. And I mean, hey. But again, what?
Adapt.
So if everybody else can adapt, we got to keep adapting.
Yeah.
And so that's it. And I'm not salty about that at all, man. I'm happy for these guys. But that's a part of adapting. That's a part of evolving. You realize that, hey, man, these kids really make a lot of money for these universities.
Yeah.
And I think the whole, sometimes people that don't know, they say, oh, well, you get a free education. The education's not free. Because let me tell you this, if I tell Coach I ain't playing ball no more, that scholarship gone. If I tell him, you know what, I just want to go to school, I don't want to play ball anymore. Well, you can't go here. So it's not a free education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is an education based on them playing sports. If you don't play sports, they're not going to pay for you to come to school.
Plus practice.
Period. See, I'm finna get into that.
Yeah.
Cause once season get in, you're gonna have 6 a.m. practices. And a lot of people have 7:30, 8 o'clock classes. Now I want y'all to think about which one is gonna take priority.
Sure.
So when you tell these kids, oh, you get a free education, man, nah, because it doesn't equate. For some kids it may, but for some kids it ain't gonna equate. Extremely, it ain't gonna equate. You just got some kids, like if Joe Burrow was still in school, it wouldn't equate. The amount I pay to go to school, it doesn't equate. And so if the school is making that, then
yeah, where's my cut?
Where's my cut? Because it's off of my name. It's not off of, when they do the billboards, they ain't going to put the walk-on quarterback on the billboard. That's not who the company wants. Whatever company is doing that for the school, they don't want the walk-on. They want him. They want her. They want who they want. And so that means those individuals have the value.
Did you ever play with anybody or see anybody in the league at the highest level go through something that Ben Simmons is going through, where his peers doubt him, his coaches in front office have no confidence in him, and he looks like he is scared of the game? Like in the fourth quarter of all of those playoff games, he didn't take a shot. And he was looking at a layup and passed it out of the layup almost because he looked fearful of what would happen if he was to take that shot. Have you seen somebody at your level of expertise in basketball go through the mental struggles of the game that he has?
A lot. I struggle mentally a lot. I can't speak on other people, but I know I struggle mentally. I had a lot of fake confidence. I had a lot of fake confidence, even in the Final Four, I had a lot of fake. Just from being where I'm from, you got to learn how to fake it.
Right.
Like, you can't walk around scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are, you better not let nobody know. And so I always was able to hold my own wherever. So even, you were around, like, that shit happened so fast for me. Like that, it just is like, I question, do I belong here? Yeah. Do I, you go from being a red shirt, not starting at the beginning of the season, to a lottery pick. Like, what the hell? Who did that? How they did that? Like, I wasn't thinking about, like, so all of the stuff that you have to think about to prepare for all of that, I never thought about it till like the day before.
So it happened.
Right.
So it was literally like, so like for me, man, I struggled mentally, like just questioning myself if I was ready. Am I supposed to be here? And so now when you don't instantly get the results that you want to get, I'm looking at all the other guys that were drafted starting as rookies, and I'm not starting. I got a team full of vets. I'm not, I'm struggling to get minutes.
Yeah.
Practice is hard every day. And not saying that practice shouldn't be hard, but when I'm saying hard, it's just like, I can't do nothing right. I'm getting yelled at all day. Coach on me, vets on me, and it's like, all right, whatever. So, I also think that for me, I used to say it didn't, but media tore me apart. And I think a lot of guys try to pretend that
Like
they don't.
big city media, like Chicago.
Oh man, like if you say the wrong thing, like the dunking for dough thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they didn't explain that. They didn't explain that I told the league when they called me. They asked me to be in a dunk contest. The first reason I told them no is because I've never put a ball between my legs, around my back, any of that. I just jump high and hard, fast.
Right.
That's it. I'm gonna go catch the ball in the air. I'm gonna dunk it. I'm gonna run with the ball. I'm gonna jump up as high as I can over everybody. I'm gonna dunk it. I'm not spending time doing all this stuff here. Like that's not me. I'm not that. That's not what I want to do. So I declined twice. The third time they call, they say, "Well, look, the fans want you in the game. I mean, look, at worst, you're gonna get $15,000 even if you lose. We're gonna give you 2 hotel rooms in Vegas. We're gonna give you 2 first-class flights to Vegas so you can bring somebody with you. You know, it's just gonna be a good time." I didn't want to go because I wasn't selected for the rookie game. And on top of that, I was a 20-year-old kid who, for the first time in their life, I had left Baton Rouge for more than 2 weeks.
Right.
That was the first time in my life.
Did you have anybody with you?
My uncle was there, but man, when you on the road,
I should have gotten that gig.
You on the road and you doing.
I should have gotten that gig.
You just.
I mean, we spent the previous 2 years together every day.
Every day.
We were together every day.
You know, and so you. It's just.
I can't imagine, bro.
Yeah, you know.
I can't imagine.
So when they ask me, like, at this point, I don't want to be in the dunk contest. I have been circling February, I'm going home.
Right.
Like, I had been circling that on the calendar. I'm going home. So now I gotta go out here, and so now when the reporter asking me, and it's crazy because it was Casey Johnson. He was at the Chicago Sun-Times. That's my dude now. That's crazy how that goes.
Yeah, that's how
my
it works.
dude now. But he's asking me, you know, I didn't understand media at the time either because my college career went so fast that I was never enrolled in media training.
Right.
I was. Because I started off as a red shirt freshman, non-starter. You don't get media training. Nobody want to see you.
Yeah.
Right. He got hurt his freshman year. He could have played, and then he had a neck injury. I don't mean it, but then his red shirt freshman year, he didn't become a starter until like the 16th game of the season, and he became a phenomenon in February. We went to UConn, and he took Rudy Gay. He took Rudy Gay to.
Yeah, UConn is the game that did it for me. That was like my coming out game. Like after that, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, who the hell's 12?
You could probably
Where's he been?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You know, so I didn't get the media training. You know, I didn't get all of the perks that you give the more elite athletes to prepare them for that. So I just was learning on the fly everything throughout my first probably 4-5 years in the league. I just would learn on the fly, you know, and so a lot of that stuff affected me mentally. You know, reporters would write stuff.
Make you coil up. You won't go talk.
It make you coil up. It makes you don't want to talk. So in the Duncan for Dope instance, you know, Casey's asking me. I'm already mad because I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Was it in Vegas?
It was in Vegas.
Wow.
And I still don't like Vegas to this day.
Because of this trip?
I'm
you're just not a Vegas guy.
I don't like all those people around you, and you always, you know. But so he wound up. I say, look, man, I don't want to be there. I'm gonna just go get my check and call it a day. Boom. Wake up the next morning. Nah, actually, I didn't even see the paper. I got a call from Jerry Reinsdorf the next day. That was like the first time he called me. The owner of the team, he called me. He's like, we need to have a talk. So it's just bad. It was all bad. I got fined like $60,000.
Yeah, didn't even make the money.
I'm in the hole now.
I wanted to go home.
I just wanted to go home, man. You know, and so it's just, you know, I expect. So now back to the Ben Simmons part. So now we just had the newspaper.
Yeah, right.
He probably can't even pick up his phone.
Right.
Without seeing something that bothers, you know. And if guys say that they don't bother them, it's very few that I probably believe it never bothered. You got the Michaels, the Michael Jordans, the Kobe's, the Kevin Garnett. You know, those type of guys. They just different. You know, they just wired different. You know, where.
But it may not, just because it doesn't bother them doesn't mean they didn't see it.
Yeah, it doesn't. But what I'm saying, for most guys, that can affect you.
Yeah.
You know,
small sliver.
Kevin Durant.
Everybody.
What was Jordan like? What was it like playing for him? How was y'all's relationship?
It was cool. So
was he tough on you mentally?
He tough, yes. Asshole, no. So like I always laugh when people say, "Oh, he's such a
dick."
You know, they got all the words for him. And then so I questioned their interactions. And so what I noticed is, like, me and M would get into it from time to time. But what I noticed is M respects you when you stand up for yourself.
Right.
M doesn't really, if you going to let him do whatever he want, he's probably going to do whatever he want.
Right.
And I think that's the kind of view a lot of people see him in, because they're like, oh, it's Michael Jordan. And they don't understand, man, that's a human. That's a man just like me. We put on our pants the same way. We come in the same building every day to do what? Go to work. We both coming to work in the same building. So, you know, it was cool though. Like, just being able, like, the one thing I took the most from it is being able to mess up in the game, come out and walk to the sideline, or you sitting in the game, something going on, you, what to do right here, or like that was phenomenal. Like, I got arguably the best basketball player. He's sitting there, and you're able to pick his brain in real time in game situations. Like, all right, or here, hey, look, they overplaying this, so next time spin off. Hey, DJ, you just throw it up. Like, stuff like that was cool. You know, being able to see the game from a different lens and partially see it through his. So, I mean, I'm not gonna act like I wasn't excited. I mean, it's Michael Jordan.
Sure.
I mean, I remember when I got traded, he called, he left a message. I checked the message. It's like, hey, Tyrus, Michael Jordan, I want to welcome you, Charlotte Bobcats. Can't wait to meet you. Can't wait to get you here. Da 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 da. So I'm like, man, what the hell? So I called the number back. I said, yeah, somebody called Tyrus. I act like I didn't check it out. And he just bust out laughing. He died laughing. I was like, yeah, somebody called Tyrus. But I didn't know what to say. At that time, I was like, dang, that's him calling me.
That's so good, man.
But, you know, so I definitely think that the media plays a lot on guys' mentality. Because, you know, man, you had this persona.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
You got this
Yeah.
invincible persona. You got this superior persona. And a lot of it is not self-made.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
other people put you in this lens, because you got to think about it. Probably with Ben, the same people that's tearing them down were the people that were building them up.
Yep.
And so that puts you in a weird, you built my confidence, and now you're tearing it down.
Right. And now I don't have anybody here to build it back up.
I don't got nobody to build. Or
who do I turn to?
Yeah.
Who do I trust now? Because it's hard to trust, because it was good when it was good, and when it's bad,
but now you're fake as hell.
So, you know, man, it's one of those things where I didn't think people just still too got to realize that athletes are human.
Mm-hmm.
They're human. They just good at what they do.
And entertaining.
They good. It's like the best financial advisor in the world, or the best accountant, right? Nobody wants to go to work to see them. They want them to do the work, but they don't want to sit there and watch them do the process. They're not gonna pay. You won't pay your accountant extra to come sit and watch them do the process.
Right.
Killing that spreadsheet.
But you want them to do the best of it, but that's not entertaining to you, so you don't care. You don't care about what they do.
Right.
You don't care. It goes back to the Sha'Carri Richardson. I'm like, are you mad at her? Or are you mad at the Olympics? Or are you mad because you don't get to watch her run?
Amen. Yeah.
Because if you really care about her, you'll be wondering, okay, well, let's get to the bigger picture of why she did that. Why do people deliberately break rules? It has to be a reason. It has to be a reason that somebody on the top of their game, me, deliberately, knowingly breaks the rules. Man, we got to address that. We got to address the inside. Because when anybody at the top of their game would deliberately, man, I don't care about the rules right now. I'm hurting. I need healing.
I know what's going to work.
I need help.
Is that your purpose now for kids? Is that what if you were to give me your mission statement of what you're doing, is that kind of just
I launched my mental health platform, Orange Cloud Network, and it's basically just resources. I just want to provide as many resources and outlets I can to everybody. I identify most with black boys because that's what I once was. You know, on the inside of me, there's still a black boy that's trying to heal. You know, but it's not limited to you know, me and you talk all the time about like mental illnesses is not. It's not exclusive to.
It's not race.
It's not exclusive to race. It's not exclusive to economical standards. It's not, you know, it could hit whoever, whenever, however, you know. And everybody has been through things that they have or could be traumatized by, and we all deal with it differently, you know. So again, man, when you got people that's at the top of their game, that's a cry for help. And so instead of scrutinizing her and criticizing her, you know, that's a cry for help. Like, you know, I think about it now. I didn't think about it then. When I called and said, hey, look, I want to self-commit, nobody asked me, well, what's going on? Like, what you got going? Why you know, like, that would have been the first thing. Well, damn.
Hold up.
You only smoking weed, saying you calling a self-commit and you only smoking weed. It ain't like you call and say, I got a crack problem.
Right.
I'm on methamphetamines. I'm smoking weed, marijuana. You know, so looking back, I wish somebody would have said, well, what's going on? Even the doctor at the time, because he was a black dude, so I probably would have talked to him more.
Right.
You know, at that time, I still was in my little phase of figuring out, you know, I only have a few y'all.
Right.
But through my life, I hadn't really had that many experiences with white people. You know, so when it comes to the mental health professionals, and that's just a different demographic when you ask me about my past, and then you don't really understand. You know, my dad's been incarcerated, dad's on drugs, got all this different stuff going on in the family. Like, you can't relate, you know. And I think that's also, you know, with mental health, even side note, if you guys ever out there looking for a professional, look for somebody that you can relate to. That's just, I think that helps. You know,
where can people find that? Where can people find your
OrangeCloudNetwork.com, Twitter, Orange Cloud Network, Instagram, Facebook. The website right now is still just a landing page, so if you go on there, please register, submit your email, and then you'll be blasted once we start releasing more information and videos and different things that I'm putting together right now, just to help people heal, man. That's it. I just want to see people happy and truly happy and healthy. You know, people always check on if you walk in here with crutches, everybody get to helping you. Oh, let me get that for you. Let me do that for you. Man, my brain frying right now. Ain't nobody gonna help me.
Right.
No, nobody care because they can't see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, just being able to help people identify. That's the big key, is identifying. Being able to identify that you're struggling, and then the resources to get the proper help. You know, some people just need a listening ear, and some people need professionals. I needed professionals.
I have known Tyrus since he's been 17 years old, and he has always had a genuine, open, caring heart. And now that he has a opportunity to make a difference, it is incredible to see. Every day he gets up and lives this life of trying to create change and trying to create problem solving for people out there that have come and experienced a lot of the same stuff that he went through growing up and made it out to be a what people would deem to be very successful. And it is always good to see old friends. It is always good to talk and catch up with you. I love you, and
love you too,
we will be doing cool stuff coming up in the future. That is Tyrus Thomas. We will cut that up, and we will have that out for you on social media all day. We'll hear more on how you can join the Orange Cloud Network.
Orange Cloud Network.
We can post
Orange Cloud,
on our social.
absolutely. We're going to link up, and I'll do all that stuff together. Have a great Tuesday. Happy belated July 4th. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Damn, that.